Weak men, they do many things, but mostly they deflect responsibility.
Well, I knew him like everybody in Palm Beach knew him. He was a fixture in Palm Beach. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years. I wasn't a fan.
Hell, no one does that more hugely than your morbidly obese commander-in-chief. And what happened in real time today is Epstein's victims spoke to the American public on the steps of Congress, while Trump again grabbed them by their dignity by trivializing their trauma and dismissing their pain live from the Oval Office. Now, whether he personally recognizes any of these victims who bravely spoke out today, well, he didn't waste any time in politicizing these moments, maybe for his own survival. Now, we're going to show you his Oval Office panic, bleats, and blurts. That's our featured video today. But remember, he said these words that you're about to hear as these victims of his BFF face the world courageously to tell their stories.
This is a quote from Virginia's journals. I look forward to the days when money and power does not stop the truth from coming out and the righteous prevail. I was systematically recruited, trafficked across this great nation, groomed, and assaulted. Gillen, it was your butler that greeted me at the front door of your beautiful home, and it was your calm, manipulative, and fraudulent demeanor that cultivated my trust.
In the year 2000, I was taken to Jeffrey Epstein's island while on a photo shoot in the Caribbean. Who I saw and what I experienced there would change me forever. He had friends in all over entertainment and arts, and his value to those friends made him untouchable. But I ask you, why? Who was he to our government that he was allowed to operate openly for decades? Why was he allowed to sponsor visas for young models, using their immigration status as leverage to abuse them and silence them? Epstein was not just a serial predator. He was an international human trafficker.
My name is Anushka DeGiorgio, and I stand before you today as a survivor of both Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. If Ghislaine Maxwell were pardoned, it would undermine all the sacrifices I made to testify and make mockery of mine and all survivors' suffering. I am no longer weak. I am no longer powerless. And I'm no longer alone.
My name is Annie Farmer, and I was 16 years old when I was flown to New Mexico to spend a weekend with Epstein and Maxwell. That same year, 1996, my sister, Maria Farmer, reported what happened to me there, along with reporting her own assault at their hands and their theft of sensitive photos of herself, of me, and our younger sister.
My name is Marina Lacerda. I was minor victim 1 in federal indictment of Jeffrey Epstein in New York in 2019. I was one of dozens of girls that I personally know who were forced into Jeffrey's mansion on 9 East 71 Street in New York City when we were just kids. Today is the first time that I ever speak publicly about what happened to me. I never thought that I would find myself here. The only reason that I am here is because it feels like the people who matter in this country finally care about what we have to say.
Meanwhile, back at the White House, in the gaudy Oval Office, the bawdy president had this to say when asked about the candor and the courage of the brave women who bared their souls in public earlier today.
There have been survivors of Jeffrey Epstein speaking at a press conference on Capitol Hill. They're calling for these case files, these documents to be released. And Thomas Massey, who was sponsoring a discharge position to get the House to vote on releasing those documents, says he doesn't believe you're implicated in these files, but many of your friends and donors may be, and he says that's why the Justice Department is redacting them and slow-walking the release. Is the Justice Department protecting any friends or donors, sir?
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
My God, there is definitely a special place that awaits for Donald, even if only half of this is true.
I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I hear I'm really at the bottom of the totem.